Look at this map. It's a visual breakdown of who your state's going to vote for in the upcoming election. When you cast your vote for president, you're not directly voting for the person running. What you're voting for is who you want your state to vote for. An electoral map isn't a true representation of how the country feels. We've had 5 races where the candidate who got the most votes didn't win the election. And the last time this happened was 2016. This system is called the Electoral College, and most people don't agree with it. So my question is, why? Why do we have a system in place that so many people hate? And how does the system impact young voters today? Because if every system has to have a winner and a loser, who are the losers in this one? So it's 1787, and lawmakers are worried about 2 things. They want to make sure that smaller states don't lose their political power to the bigger ones. And they need to figure out a way to create a buffer between the general public and their ability to put someone in power. This was supposed to protect against manipulation and bad decision-making from uneducated voters. Throughout most of U.S. history, the Electoral College primarily benefited white Southern males. Today, the states that benefit the most from the Electoral College have changed, yet the system still makes some voters more valuable than others. So how does it actually work? There are 538 electoral votes that are divided across all 50 states, and a candidate only needs 270 of these votes to win. The number of votes given to each state is determined by population and representative in Congress. They also get 2 additional votes, 1 for each senator. Take a look at California. There are 52 delegates plus 2 Senate seats, giving it a total of 54 votes, while Wyoming only has 1 delegate and 2 Senate seats, giving it a total of 3 votes. But here's the issue. Those 3 votes carry more weight than California's 54, because in California, each delegate represents a little over 700,000 people. But in Wyoming, the delegate only represents 193,000. And this is pretty consistent across the country. A vote in Wyoming carries the most weight, but a vote in Illinois has a lot less influence than one in North Dakota. And a vote in Texas, well, Texas falls behind every single state except for California. So if you live in a state with a major city, your voting power is essentially subsidizing a state that doesn't have one. But how does this shape an election? Most states are pretty consistent in their political leanings. You have your red states and blue states. But during every election, there are about 7 or 8 states that can go either way. These are called swing states. And it's where the election happens, because whoever wins these often wins the election. In a 53-day period, Kamala Harris made 11 stops in Pennsylvania, a key battleground state.
Hey, Philly, it's good to be back.
And Trump has done the same thing. That's how important these swing states are. And that's sort of the problem, because instead of campaigning on issues that matter to most Americans, candidates shift their focus to issues that matter to voters in these states specifically. That's why when Florida's a swing state, you hear more campaigning done around healthcare and Social Security. But when the campaign trail is in a place like Pennsylvania, you'll hear more messaging around things like manufacturing and tariffs.
Tariffs. Tariff. It's the most beautiful word there is. Tariff. 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 That's why you need tariffs.
But that's what the Electoral College does. It creates winners in the identity politics of a very small minority of people and losers in the rest of us.